I'll have to jump back into the ship to do that. In the SRV, I'll do that. I don't want to should I scan it first? No, I'm not even going to scan it yet.
I'm just gonna like jump in on your wing and then just gently land right next to you.
Well, it's the new system, Pleiades Sector HM-V C2-10. Let's pop up the system map for the stream. This is where I got hyperdicted last night. Rather nastily by a very aggressive Thargoid. Didn't go well. But the system did. Since I came back here and noted that after scanning it, a couple were very viable for barnacles. The bigger ones on A6 and 7 I'm not going to bother with yet, so I came to the easiest choice. Best one around the BC star, Little Planet 1.
Can I make a confession?
Kelvin. Yep.
I've never been to a Barnacle before.
Well, this will be a
I've never seen a Thargoid either.
Maybe it's going to be your lucky day then, to be fair. I'm going to have a quick cigarette break outside, but on Wi-Fi so I can still chat out there.
Cool.
These should be alright ones, it looks alright. It's only a single MA, the least impressive one, but there should be at least 4 barnacles on this planet. Possibly 3 planets in this system. The fact that they hyperdicted me made me curious, because they've always hyperdicted me either when I'm going in and out of an unknown structure system, or if I'm going away from a barnacle system. Especially after doing farming the MAs, and first jump quite often they'll have me. So
what am I doing with the meta alloys anyways? I mean...
Oh, worth money. You can select stations that are affected, or carry it around, because the Thargoids like eating it as well. You can always feed them towards it and hear their little joyous sort of wails they do when they eat. You can drop 5 of them and it'll call a friend in. Carry too many of them and they might go hostile, I've noted. If I carry 20 or 30 of them, they'll happily eat and then they'll both go immediately hostile and try and kill me for the rest of them. I think if you carry too many, they get greedy.
Or maybe they're like addicted to it or something.
It's like Thargoid crack, I guess. They do like it too much. That's probably the problem. Very useful for them, I suppose, is their stuff. If you're carrying too much of it, they get hostile. If you're carrying some, like 10 to 20, they don't mind. They want 1 or 2. You feed on a couple, they're happy to let you go. Feed them more than 5, who knows what the second one who comes in will do. He might get greedy and just look at the other one and they both go red and try and kill you. Yeah, various mixed responses I've had from them. Last night's one, though, it pulled me out of hyperdiction. It's further than the usual. Charges EMP, he didn't fire it, he head-butted me. Went red, EMP'd me before I could react, shut my ship down and launched all the drones on top of me and... it's messy. Not what they usually do. Did put me on his EMP wave. He came in for the headbutt, because I've done that to cops before when they have a scan. Sometimes you get a fine for just knocking their ship rather than a fine for carrying a lot of illegal goods. I think he did that to me. He's going to charge it a shutdown wave, headbutted me, shut me down, and then went sick on me. More than likely, I think it's just RNG. The proximity when I dropped out of hyperdiction put him far off, so he accelerated to close the gap. When he charged the EMP wave, he couldn't slow down and just went straight into me.
I just hope I'm not getting killed.
Well,
while the
revive not unless you shoot it.
The revive isn't as high.
If you shoot it in a ship, I know they can, because I've seen that happen to some other people on a video in 2.4 at the first Barnacle Forest. I don't know what happens after it starts a harvest beam if you attack it. I dismissed my ship and attacked it from the SRV, it didn't do anything. Dismissed my ship before shooting, just in case it did look at me ass and knock it out of the sky in one hit, which could have been a possibility. Should be barnacles here, at least 4 sites though. This is only a measly 1 meta-alloy single barnacle. Should be easily 2 or 3 others that will be easily fine. This canyon showed up really easy. Very bland planet with a few red small area cracks, so it's easy to search. No doubt we're going to find a couple of double barnacles, and if we're very lucky, maybe even a forest site. It's in the right range. It's very viable, this kind of forest, I hope. Forest might be on one of those big planets though, on A7 and such.
Are you putting all your like textures and all like down to minimum to do that?
Didn't used to. I did since yesterday when I was visiting the 2 new inler bases, and it made it a lot easier. Even the poi, I could see those wreckages a lot faster. It took minutes to load in otherwise. At the moment it's running quite low, and it does work well for the barnacles too. Doesn't look as pretty though.
Yeah, that's like my thing. Like I really like it when the game looks great.
I might
But I have to admit,
throw it up again.
I did it for the
barnacles,
base.
it shouldn't matter too much. I'll put it to a better level. When I go back to Soup Cruise to search for the next site, it should look better. Where was it? I turned the last bits down. Let's get the terrain quality back up. Gotta look pretty when you're streaming. Right, how close are you to... Let's have a quick look at Gal Map. Ah, one of you's 1 jump away.
That's probably me.
And the other one there. Had to turn all the blue bookmarks off to see where the wing beacon was. Pleiades Sector should be approaching the edge of the UA shell, I guess, in the next 3 or 4 jumps. Ah, distance from the rope. How far are we? More than 100 or less? It should be 50 to 100, I think.
Well, then we're well within the range.
63, yeah. The first forest site was, yeah, within that as well. That was just under 100. The second forest was about 53, 56, I think.
To be honest, I think that the whole barnacles being found is like a thing that they are gonna add over time. That more and more systems within that space.
I don't think
Because I think they're colonizing.
The all-ripe ones are new, and they never break or have a cycle. And we haven't found any of those in the other 2 nebula, only the psychic ones appear in less than the 50 light years. The all-ripes in 50 to 100, which is weird, like an outer shell of the nebula. And this is where we've only had Thargoid visits as well.
I'm assuming there's some sort of like Sargoid BGS running in the background, much like with the NPC factions, you know, like expansion and like something like that. I would assume maybe that there's like sort of like a Sargoid bubble growing right now.
Well, I've got a few thoughts. I was looking around the other, where was it, Pleiades Sector US side system on the opposite side where there's a big gap. And there's an inactive one there. I didn't really find any other ammonia worlds that would be viable, so that's more of a reason there could be a big gap there. But while doing that and looking around all those systems, I didn't get any NHSS either. And it was within the range. And other places, I found no NHSS as well.
Sargoids don't really need ammonia worlds, right? I mean, like most of the structures we found so far went on
getting the NHSS signal sources. And also on the human side of the bubble, I only really find them when I get to 120 light years. At 120 to 150 light years towards the bubble, I don't really get any signal sources either. So it's making me think it could be the active sites have their own little areas, like bubbles within the UA bubble. Like small bubbles, each one having a 40 light year radius to spawn NHSS. That could explain a lot of it, and when I was around that blank end at the other, I didn't get any because I wasn't near any active sites. When you're in the middle around all those systems, there's so many active sites, you're going to have them nearly all over. Oh, let's check beacons on. Yeah.
Yeah, I see your beacon. I'm homing in right now. Let's hope you're on the on the opposite side of the planet.
Doesn't really show up as a surface feature. There's a very faint suggestion of a crack there. It's on the bright side of the surface map though. Oh, there's a good couple of sites on the opposite side of the southern hemisphere as well. A good 3 areas showing up, 4 or 5. Oh, and there. Well, I added the location to the metasheet earlier on, so if anyone wants to come and see this one, we'll look for more barnacles on this planet. Must be in glide mode. I see your beacon closing rapidly.
So it's still an orbital, but the glide is gonna kick in like a couple of seconds. See a structure, I think, from up here. Need to avert for a second. I see something over here. I think I see something over here, yeah.
Go investigate.
Might just be something else though. It's not a structure, it's or is it?
Could be another barnacle, to be honest. Wouldn't be surprising. There might be more than one nearby.
There's some dotted points on the ground here, but doesn't mean anything, I guess.
It's probably one of those that just fades away when you get close to it. Scan this one for the first time, see if anything happens.
Just surface texture stuff, not really anything. Okay, so I'm gonna boost myself over to you.
One meta analyst, Mike. Check transaction data. No transaction data. Whoa, hold on. Was that an old one or was that? strange. Maybe I did have a barnacle scan, because I did scan that one out in the California nebula. There should be an all-right one. Unless you also get a barnacle scan data package, and that'll be odd. Scan around, see if there's any other barnacle sounds.
Oh. Oh no.
What?
What do you need for surface operations?
An SRV?
Guess what I just forgot.
I thought you had one.
Yes, I did, but then I went back to Seoul to get like into ratting again, and then you invited me, and I forgot to put one in. Jesus. I guess I'm gonna take a little detour to Maya to get myself an SRV.
No worries. Well, it's only a single little one find. Let's see what else we can find around here. No doubt I'll poke around and chug a barnacle visit at some time. It's got to be more than one. It's a nice red canyon though, not too big an area. I think it's about the third one I had a look at.
The canyon we're right in right now?
Yeah.
It isn't too big, but it falls off to the, what is this? Like, sort of 340-ish. Like, it falls off into a deeper canyon.
I've gone along the rest of the length from the southwest, and I think I'll really hit this one near the end of the canyon at the time. It's going to get an orbital view and see how it looks.
I'm gonna be back in just a sec.
It's not a big planet either, so not particularly a large area. Bit more running off to seems a separate one, right direction 225. Well, often they do tend to be not too far down the line, so just drop in here and then work their way along. It's a very bland, featureless planet, but it's the only real features that show up. Get a bearing 182 heading south.
I'm gonna have to drop from the game for a minute.
No worries, give us a shout when you're back and I'll invite you again. Canyons here, not looking too deep to be honest. I might have to pick another one. It's not looking as good. May as well get to the end of it though. Barnacle, over there is a lot darker than this area. Let's get a high altitude orbit and have a look for another site. That area certainly's got a lot of potential. Start at this end and work straight towards that middle, hoping there's going to be one slam in the middle of that large circle area. Is that? No, it can't be. Just another glitchy texture. No volcanism. Not going to bother checking that buoy then. minus.
So, what are you looking for?
Hoping there's going to be a big double barnacle there. It's a nice wide open site, bigger than the first barnacle location. It's quite a large area to cover though. Let's sweep around, see if anything stands out immediately. There's a fairly good chance. I've got a barnacle confirmed on planet, so doesn't necessarily mean this one will be here though. Found one! Yes, I have one! Got it! We've got the Explorer music about a minute before. A single barnacle again. Oh! Alice? Alice? Where did you go?
Igor, he means you.
I know.
You were showing up.
Well, that's what happens. That's what happens when you... well, luck, power and boost.
Oh dear.
I just couldn't get out of my situation, and my situation was fucked up, so I just crashed. Yay. And I didn't dock, so... yeah. Back into the bubble.
Always make sure you've got enough of a power distributor so you can boost as often as needed.
Yeah.
That's better than the other one. At least it's a single barnacle with 2 metal alloy this time.
Okay,
You
guys.
harvested the first one.
Well, I left the instance there, so I went back to Supercruise, so it's got 1 metal alloy again. Every time it opens, it's going to have 1 metal alloy. This one's
But
got
you can
2.
only get 1 out of it every time of 1 barnacle.
Yep. Then you can
Oh,
menu
wow.
up and back and get 1. That's why it's not a good one. 2 metal alloys are better, but then you're better off with a double barnacle, which can have 4 or 5 metal alloys at a time. The 5 metal alloys are lovely for harvesting.
Basically, what you're doing is you're logging in and out, and you're basically farming them indefinitely. Is what you're doing.
Well, what you can do is jump back to Supercruise and come back and glide down if you feel it's too disturbing to do it that way. Or if that's not enough, you can jump system and back. But it's a question of personal choice. and how much time you have.
Okay, I'm going to sleep, guys, now, so yeah. See ya.
No, mate.
I think he did not like that.
What do you do with the SRV? I mean, every time you get back in, it magically repairs itself. Is that cheating?
I don't know. Yes, the ship repairs it, right?
Well, when you're not here, the Barnacle repairs its spikes. Unless it's a broken Barnacle, or the cycling ones, and then they have to wait till their season comes in again. Gobbled up 2 more MA, still no Thargoid.
Okay, hopefully this works now. The thing is, I edited my graphics override and actually made the game look a lot better, but then I changed some other stuff and now it looks worse, so I wanna like go back to what I did.
No default setting? Or custom setting?
Well, the sort of like custom default setting that I am always gonna use because it looks great, but the one that I just recently undid didn't look as great really. Because I think when you like you can up like the resolution scale of like planets and like background galaxy and all that.
Oh,
But I
you
guess
see
if the
it,
game doesn't have the right texture file, then and you go like too high in what you set in your file, then it looks really bad. I just hope it doesn't look bad now. I had it looking really great at some point, and then I changed a couple things, and now it's not working.
Oh, that's better. What's his name? Igor? Shall I put him down as a discoverer? He sort of blew up in the vicinity when I found the Barnacle. I'll put Igor in. I can amend it later. Considering he died, a tribute. Which one is it? That one. 09716.
Okay, I'm back on the planet. Let's see, is the Barnacle still here? Oh yeah, there it is. Do you still have this location so you can return to here?
Yeah, I've got a bookmark. Once you've scanned it, you're going to be able to return to it every time with a permanent bookmark.
Oh, that is good to know. I did not know that. I might actually have to scan this one then. Thought that you like find them as normal like POIs, and when you leave, they're basically gone.
No, once you leave and after you scanned it, you'll have that all the time.
Oh. Will they at some point like completely disappear, or is it just like
only
they
the
need
old
to regen?
ones, the cyclic ones, they will vanish. Let me just make sure I've got that numbers right. HM-V. With the all-right ones, you'll scan it once, and it will always be in that cycle, so you'll always have that nav target. With the cyclic ones, the old ones, they will only be visible when you scanned it in that cycle. So if you scanned it in this broken cycle, you'll only see it in this broken cycle. So you've got to scan it 3 times to be able to see them all the time, which is rather odd.
See.
With these ones though, you
Oh,
just scan them once and that's it.
I need my SRE, so I still need to jump to Maya, which is bad, I guess.
Darnell's Progress or one of the other ones. There's plenty of starports around now. Oh, that new one had pretty damn good outfitting actually. One of the new Indra bases, not Indra bases, the Aegis bases. I was looking around, there was most of them had absolute terrible outfitting, but this one had a shipyard and actually it's got reasonable sort of mid-grade modules of everything. It's not the astrolabe one, it appears as a small dot without population. Was it DLYD65, I think? Agricola's Ascent, that might be the one, I'm sure. I know it's got a shipyard like many of the others. Most of the other sites only got like the Hauler, the Eagle, and the Sidewinder. That place has got the Vulture, DBX as well. So it's all mid-range.
The question is, where do I need to go? Like, it's like, I mean, there's like only a couple systems with economy around here.
What's the system? 1 second. Oh, it's Pleiades Sector DL-Y D65. It's one jump from Maya, literally. If you filter to show allegiance, you'll see it there's a very tiny dot because they've put no population on that system, as well as Asta Rope. Now got a new base, but shows up as a tiny dot. Was it's got a starport and such, but I think the system shows 0 population as well.
Wait, was it OIT C37?
Which one for the starport? DLY D65.
Does it have economy? Is it like in the economy filter? Can you see it?
Military. Shows up as independent military.
DLY D65. There we go. That has an Aegis base in it.
Yep.
I've never been to one of those, so might as well just go there.
Quite a nice one, that is. From what I remember, it looks slightly different. They all look a bit different to the regular.
I'll be back.
Agricola's Ascent, 790 LS from the star, orbiting planet 4. Right, where's that Barnacle gone? I think I've done all I can do to this Barnacle at the moment. There's 2 barnacles, there's still at least 2 on this planet, or more. I want to find a nice double, big juicy one. Better. It's got 2. How the barnacle spikes spread out from the centre in the same 8 formation sort of pattern. or very similar shape. Maybe they'll all grow up into forests. There's a large area though, on Barnacle. I've got a feeling there's probably more just in this little region. I should have done a scout around with the SRV, got a 10 kilometre wave sand, but it's probably not going to be in that range.
So Agricola's Ascent is the Aegis base, right?
It's the only base in the system.
I'm just making sure.
New one only appeared Thursday.
Wonder why this texture looks so blurry. Weirding me out.
If I go back to Supercruise, I should get the nav target for the Barnacle. See how it compares to the size of the area. Might get an inkling of where another one might be. So I started at this end and only going to the middle there. There's a good possibility there's one more to the left or in that darker area. Yeah, then go back down for another look. Start on this right hand side and work my way to the left. Bearing, that one should do it. Just one of those glitchy textures.
Alright, I'm heading back. Can you invite me to the wing?
Yeah. nice area left. Oh, did that not invite? Oh no, I did. Wrong one. I did invite a bloody crew. Back.
Thank you. Terrain matching. Red area at the end, last hope for this small region. We go back to Super Cruise and find another area if there's nothing here. No second one here at least. So are you still at the one Barnacle side, or are you moving on?
Second Barnacle site. Just around that region at the moment. I'll Super Cruise back to the second one and meet you there if you like.
Oh, you mean the first one?
No, the first one was moved on, found a second one since.
Aren't you there?
I'm about 50 kilometres from here. I was looking to see if there's a third one nearby or not.
Ah, I see.
I'll fly back to Super Cruise and glide down there. You never know, might get an encounter. I'll wait for you to get closer, just right above the site, Willie. I'll glide down when you're nearby.
If I get any closer, I'm gonna drop out.
Oh right, I'll just glide down to the site, then you can see my wing beacon.
So, what are the rules for barnacles? I mean, you've been talking about it a little bit, but like, imagine I know nothing.
Well, we still know nothing. They're like rocky worlds, or it doesn't matter, as long as it's not ice. They're like rocky, high metal content, metal rich. Temperature's the right thing. Doesn't have to be a small. They're like small ones. They're like binaries. Doesn't have to be a binary. If it's got binary suns and binary planets, it's a bonus. This system's got a nice binary BC set up around this star.
So you're saying that there's a certain distance and like temperature that is.
Temperature's the most important thing. Binary is just a bonus. It has to be near a nebula. These ones are all 50 to 100 light years from things which are a different type of barnacle. These never go broken state. They're always ripe, so they're called all ripes at the moment. Temperature has to be mid 300s really is their optimum temperature. Can be anywhere from 273 to high 300s. Trying to narrow down the top temperature they can spawn at.
Same.
Could be about low 400s, or it could be just below 400. I think the highest confirmed one was a 373, but then we got the forest system, which cocks things up again. That could be a third type of barnacle.
Is that at some point like input into the codex or something like that? All this data that we have.
Well, it's on the barnacle metasheet, I suppose, and it probably has got all the planetary data there with the material data there, it's finding out what's relevant. Main things is got to be the right temperature.
Usually, what I like, if people already did. People already did them, like, and did all the work for it. Just like read up what are the rules, you know, like for what classifies a planet as a viable. So then I can like watch out and get my own, you know.
Best ones, I mean, you got to confirm it's got a barnacle. That's the hardest part. So there's no point in deciding it's a great planet if it's like the size of Earth and can spend months there without clues. So the small planets tend to be the easiest ones. If they're in one planet, there's a high probability they're on several planets in that system. Only if they're in the right temperature range as well, though. It's like looking at this system, I would say A7 and 8 is... A7, 8? No, A6 and 7 are very viable, but considering they're 2,492 kilometres of ground. They're not big, these are medium-sized ones, so there's even bigger ones. Unless you've got a very nice specific area to search, that would be rather nice. But still, even these small areas are massive, because they're planetary scales. With these small moons, it's either easy to look around a few viable sites, because you're looking for geographical features, deep canyons, cuts, things that stand out from the norm. And
well, that's where they happen most, right?
Most.
They're not really happening on open ground.
Never yet. that we've noticed. Open craters, there's been very few in craters though since the early days, so maybe things have changed. Majority of them in canyons or canyons with craters, combinations of the both. Usually in a sort of opener middle area where, like, I used to call it a feeding trough, where things might flow into the deepest part of the canyon. Has to be usually flattish, but then they vary. The ones in the Californian Nebula tend to all be on hilly mountain tops, like a deep valley, but they'll be on a little hill in the middle, and the barnacle will sit on that, or on the cliff wall, rather than in the deep flat area, where most of them do.
I mean, the area we're currently in is pretty, like, a lot of canyons. There could be more here, couldn't they?
Looks big enough. I would have expected more, but about a scout around the rest. So there's only one single barnacle here. It's got 2 metal alloys, so maybe it is viable. I would have hoped there'd be more, but there's plenty more canyons on this planet to find, or have a quick look in, and they're not too big. I think there's about... searched 2 canyons before nothing, and I found a first barnacle on the 3rd. Then probably 2 more, found the 4th one. So I've only been to about 6 canyons so far. Sometimes they're grouped together in a region of the planet. Other times they're spread around. I mean, this one is relatively far, 600 kilometers and 65 kilometers from the other barnacle.
So, have you scanned this one?
Yep.
I'm gonna do the same, just like for having it. Yes, it's like my first one.
Come on, Dargoid.
One new contact.
Oh, that's my SRV jumping out the ship.
What are these spiky bits on the outside? Are they like harvestable or something?
Yep. All the organic ones are material spikes. You shoot some material will come out.
I see.
Whichever's on the planet. The ones with the metalloys, there's one left there. The 2 shoot down, you get a metalloys pod instead.
So the big ones are like are the meta alloys, the small ones are materials, and the thing in the middle you can't use at all, right?
Yep. Thargoids seem to use the one in the middle, the cone bit, or the core bit. They don't touch the metal alloys and things, or it doesn't seem to when they harvest. You come in, suck some stuff out of that, and then move on.
Huh. I mean, you might as well like harvest the last one. I'm not gonna take it. It's just this one you discovered, so.
Oh, I might as well nab that one. Take it to feed to the Thargoids later. Although to bite my hand again. Destroy them in front of them. Oh, it's going high, this one. There's... Damn it. Oh, I couldn't scoop it.
Diving tackle. And if you want, we can go on like an SRE trip if you want to like do the scouting with the SRE. But I'm not guessing they're gonna be as close, right?
No, 650 kilometers from the first side, so it would take forever to get anywhere. Unlikely there's any more in this area. I've just done a scout around previously. So
I mean,
we'll take a new
so
canyon.
we're both going like different places, and then whenever one finds us, we like follow the other guy.
Sort of, yeah. Go back to Super Cruise and orbit around. Find another canyon. While you're in orbit as well, you can see the two targets on the planet as you're going round. Compare the areas and look for similar places.
Wait, so I to have them, do I need to scan the thing in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you go back to Super Cruise, it appears as a new target. You should have the first one already, so when you go to Super Cruise, you'll have two targets now.
Yeah, the first one I couldn't scan because I had no SRV.
Oh, damn it. Can go back to there and grab the data for that one if you want. We'll see if we find it.
Well, if you don't mind, then I wouldn't like either. I'm not seeing anything on the surface map though. Is that what it is? Like, there's nothing showing it on the surface map of the planet, right?
Never show on there. You might get, if it's a larger area where the barnacle is, sometimes it might show up, not always.
I mean, like, there's no indicator, like if there was a city or something,
Oh,
it doesn't
no.
show like that, right? Okay.
You've got to eyeball them from flying over the surface, or driving an SRV, but that can take a long, long time.
I was like, when you said you get a target, I was expecting to have like a POI marker on like the ground that like tells me,
you
okay,
will
here's
get that, yeah.
barnacles, land there.
You will get that, but you have to scan it first, so there's no shortcut to finding
That's
it. When you're ready, if you come back to Super Cruise, you should be able to see on your nav marker you'll have a Thargoid barnacle. Also shows up like a permanent marker now, so you'll only see it under 1,000 light seconds, like any settlement mark as such. Makes it easier to return to.
Well, where am I supposed to see it? On like navigation?
Yep. Also, when you look down at the planet or where you were from before, with your HUD, you'll see a Thargoid barnacle target.
Let's take a look. But only from Super Cruise, or?
Yeah. You have to get above the drop zone, obviously.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't have anything in my navigation tab though. I have like the planet, but that's it.
Oh, now you
Which is
dropped
weird.
out and you went trying to...
Yeah, I dropped out like, but before.
You should say just on the planet marker, just under Thargoid barnacle on your navigation marker. If you scan
Well,
the thing.
Well, yeah, I did, but when I go to my navigations tab, I don't see anything like that.
Unless you scanned the spike instead of the main cone.
I scanned the thing in the middle, like the big one, the center thing.
Oh, it should show up then. Have a look after you scan this one then.
I hear something ticking. Is that the barnacle thing?
Ticking?
Like click, 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 click.
Someone put a bomb on board?
I hope not.
Not that I know of. It could be that cricket sound you get sometimes on the one of the something glitches and you get a repeating click sound.
Sort of sounds like the thing that you put on when you like try to turn your car around the corner. Oh great, Don't you love it when you like approach and then you look to your left or your right and you see like this, just a big square of non-loaded textures?
Oh, the shadow squares and such. Didn't see any this time, but you get them quite frequently when there's planetary stuff on. Or when it's nearby planetary stuff.
So from how far up can you see the barnacles? Well, actually, I'm an idiot. I can just see that right now while approaching. I'm an idiot.
About 3 kilometers altitude, tops probably about 4 kilometers distant.
Yeah, I see it there. It's hard to spot. I guess you have to like condition yourself to look for it really good. Yeah, let's see if this works now.
Once you scan it, you should get Barnacle scan complete, data corrupted or something like that, I think it says. Data compromised, that was it.
Organic structure is what I scan, right?
Yep. You know, if you just check your hollow target for your target, it's a barnacle shaped.
Yeah, scan complete data compromise is what it gives.
Yep, you should have the nav target now.
Ah, see, now I have a Sargoid Barnacle on the navigation. For the other one, it didn't do it for some reason. I scanned it, I think, 3 times or so. Guess I'm gonna have to find myself a new. Manganese.
I stocked up the other day on all the bits I needed, especially things like phosphorus and sulfur. I was nearly out. I had 1 refuel left at the time. It's like, damn.
I can imagine.
Get those on just about every planet though. And with the barnacle, it'll fall out most of the spikes. Right, I'm gonna go hunt for a third.
Alright then. Let I know what I have to do. I guess I can both. How much is like 1 meta ally? Or how expensive are they to like buy or sell?
Oh, they're worth quite a bit of money. I think you can get, well, lowest price 60,000, average price 80,000, and if you take them to an infected station or Darnell's Progress, you can get them for 100,000. Buy all for sale there. It's the only place that does sell them. It's only because Barnacles don't charge you. You just take them off them for free. Very good for increasing trade rank or faction rank as well. Yeah, you're saying get 30 or 40 of them, sell them to a faction. The controlling faction at the station will probably love you. Because it all counts as 100% profit, so it's a lot of money profit and factional gain. I do want a double barnacle. I'll be happy with a nice double barnacle somewhere.
Double barnacle means like one big structure in the middle and like two of those spires, right?
Double ones are 2 body spires.
2. Oh, so you might have like 4 of those.
4 or 5 meta alloys on the double. They either have 2 each, or 2 each and 1 in the middle.
Ah, cool. Which did you set off to? What's your heading?
Just heading back there, getting some orbital altitude to look. Lost the bloody barnacle sites now. Where are they? There's one. Second one was over there.
I mean, I guess what you can always do is like take a look at the surface map and decide where you want to go, right?
Just eyeballing the surface from orbital view sort of thing. It's easier than the surface map. Looking at that one, I headed west to this one, so I'm going to push more west, see if there's another large canyon. Well, it has to be really the right looking area. Something will stand out.
Yeah, I see a couple good sites actually. Like on the dark side of the moon, you see them easier because it's like a little bit easier to see the contrast.
There were 2 out there I looked at and didn't find anything though on those ones. Sometimes only appear on a certain side of the planet or even a certain hemisphere.
Is the planet tidally locked?
Doesn't matter really, they do or don't. It's mostly down to the surface features, and even sometimes they only appear on certain parts of the surface feature. What I normally tend to do is work the way to the nearest canyons around the known sites and then push it further and further till you run out of areas or options. Can't see anything immediately near these 2 that look viable though. Well, maybe. It's a small little red splodge, but it's definitely worth an eyeball, I think. It's about the same distance, about 700 or 800 kilometers from both the other 2 sites, so it's not too far off. Very bland looking area. Interesting. 289 Kelvin. That's not too cold either. I might go and take a look at Planet 2. No reason the second planet shouldn't either. I'm sure there's more here, but spending too long eyeballing the same place might not find anything.
Ah, could have sworn I saw one when I closed. Wasn't there.
Signal source, I bet that's going to be a non-human. May as well have a play with them. I've got some meta-alloys, I like that. Oh shit, I don't know if I've got it properly. Split a second too early.
Where did you find the Sargoid?
Oh, it's just non-human signal source. There's plenty in the system. I noticed when I was here the other day. I was going to drop in some metal alloy, but I cocked up and dropped out a split second too early and missed the destination lock.
I guess you could reattempt.
Yeah, there'll be another one before we get to the planet. Going 51 LS to the Planet 2 here, BC2. See if anything stands out a bit more so than this planet. There's a different shade of colour on the planet.
Color?
There's more olivey in this one.
Sort of like this brown, chocolatey one.
Very
Looks a little bit like a
features,
desert
though.
planet.
Yeah, it's like a sandy desert with very few little features. It's nice though, because it made it easy to find the barnacles, rather than being covered in features everywhere.
Orbital flight engaged.
Well, this one's looking pretty bland and featureless so far as well. There's got to be something that will stand out. I've got a Thargy above the planet, I believe. Isn't it an HS? Yeah. Let's go and play with them. No Thargy. Damage pod, military intelligence.
Flight assist off. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
Maybe something shows up on the surface map. Not
Orbital
seeing
flight
anything
engaged.
really worthy checking out. Oh, one single ejector crater. Massive ejector, tiny crater. Worth a look, I suppose. Somewhere in the northern hemisphere. Temperamental one.
So what did you say? Craters are out of the picture?
Well, there's only been a few in craters. If there's a canyon running through the craters or need an up crater, then it can still be there. Steal his probe.
Might we also find like Sargoid structures on these planets?
Not sure. Probably be too warm, I'd imagine.
And they're basically grown barnacle things,
Not
right?
on these, no, too warm. Was the Thargoid structures tend to be, I think, 246 was the hottest, I think. Most of them tend to be anywhere from like 80 to 100 Kelvin to 200 Kelvin at most.
Let's see.
Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, damn. Forgot I haven't got any cargo-resistant cargo racks. Oh dear.
Wait, did you find a new way?
Now I've got a probe. Although I won't be able to hold it long. I shall fire it into the planet at high speed or something. Might go into a barnacle forest.
Orbital flight engaged.
Oh, and it's... oh yeah, north part of the planet, that's where I was going. Well, can't have him burning my ship apart. Goodbye, Probo. Well, it's worth checking in the ejector crater. Who knows, a brain tree might be here. Can't see much viable canyon at all, or even any cracks on this planet. Won't be a brain tree because it's got no volcanism actually. Forgot that. Yeah. Didn't expect anything.
Scan detected. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Hmm. 5 more minutes. If I don't see any viable side, I'll leave it here, I think, for a break. Haven't been round to the dark side yet, actually. That's worth have a look at.
I find the dark side easier to find stuff on, really.
Should stand it out, but there's literally just pockmarked craters on there. Entire thing, and not a crack or a crevice anywhere that I can find on the second planet. It's rather uncommon.
I mean, are they like sort of implanted into like lower parts of the crust, as in like where like maybe veins of certain metals are exposed due to like ripping open by something?
More than likely.
Is that like a theory?
You've got to ask a question: which came first, the canyon or the barnacle? Did the barnacle create the canyon, or did it go to the canyon? That's where it was easier to access the materials, or possibly a combination of both. Some of them do look like they've been eaten from underneath in a way and collapsed, creating the canyons. Or it could be just down to the geology when you get extinct volcanoes, the lava and the gas vents out usually form crystalline tunnels which will then collapse on us all out. Some astronomy planning on the NASA things, on the moon surface features. So you could actually get areas of higher mineral concentrations or even old water deposits even in some of those areas, or where water did flow, causing different materials to accumulate there. What is that? I suppose it's just a bit of the sun catching a hill. Still can't see a single crack on this planet, though, worth investigating. Maybe there was no barnacles. Not because it's not viable, just because there's no viable locations. Not that I can see, at least, anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna head back to Planet 1, have another last look there for a double barnacle. Unless you can see something here, I can't see shit here.
Is it too dark?
No, this is
Or just no features at all?
just no features, it's like a block of freshly rolled cheese with a few dents on. There is a tiniest suggestion it could be a very shallow because it just looks bland. I'm gonna go down for one look, see anything I've even seen in 5 minutes that could be anything. Even just getting low before I drop out is virtually no, it's flat. Nothing there. I'm not going to waste more time here. I'll waste one more bit of time at Planet 1 and hopefully find a third.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Still not sure at which height is best to spot them. I guess like 2 kilometers is best.
That's roughly
Something
what
like
I
that.
use. You can spot higher with different settings and things, but I think beyond 3 kilometers is so faint or unnoticeable it could easily be missed. I'll vary between 2 kilometers, sometimes up to 2.5, sometimes a bit.
I wish I could make my ship stay on a certain height without like decreasing in height. That way, I just easily go into my camera suit and just sweep around, and my ship always would stay in in
Well,
flight
you've got
and
a
always.
nice long canyon area. Just put it on a level flight on the course and go to debug.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's just I cannot keep my ship doing that that altitude. Like I can't say like keep this altitude at all times. You know.
Orbital flight engaged.
I don't know if I searched this area or not. Certainly looks viable.
Are you close to me right now?
Pretty close, yeah. It's also pretty far south on the latitude. But plus or minus 70 rule has been broken.
Do you have a wing lock for me? Like, as in, like, can you see my wing?
No, I don't think so. Can't see you at the
Yeah.
moment.
Fix that.
Oh, I just fell below drop zone. Going into glide. I can see your wing signal now.
Yeah, that was the idea. Like, so at least you know where I am.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
How many barnacles can there be per planet?
Lots. Current record holder, I think for one planet, is about 48.
Oh, okay, we're way below that at this point.
Average is between, well, 4 and 16 on most of them, so average about 6 barnacles on a planet. Four is usually the minimum you'll get. The most I've seen on regular planets is up to about 12. That's uncommonly high. More than that is an extreme example or case.
Has anyone ever find any new Sargoid crash sites ever since the first one was discovered?
Well, there were 3 originally around that time, and until the Thargoid Scout, I suppose, which was the latest one, there's been no other new finds of that nature. Which is a shame. There should have been more, we thought, or presumed. Maybe there is.
I mean, I was there for the first one. Just wasn't around for the other ones.
I think the second and third one was down to a listening post, perhaps. The other, unsure, was found somehow, and around the same time. Most of them tend to be on icy, cold worlds as well, which is weird. Haven't found out reason for the Thargoids liking that, or why they appear there. It's also in Arga-based
the idea-
icy.
The idea that the Rex indicates that maybe they didn't want to go there. Right? I mean...
No Barnacle. Expected a Barnacle.
And I want to at least find one.
It's a nice
Come on.
vibrant looking area though, there's got to be something.
I got some hilly, like, crevices here, and maybe I find something, I hope. As I say, hope that.
Maybe just got all the easy find ones out of the way and the rest are going to be difficult to find.
Orbital flight engaged. Orbital flight engaged.
Damn it, that's too small as well.
So what did you say the other planets were?
Well, A6 and 7 if possible as well. I don't like the look of BC2 though, because I just can't see anywhere to land. Or anywhere to investigate on land. Sure, I've looked at this place before here as well, yeah. Maybe I'll have a quick eyeball there and end the stream unless there's somewhere viable to look at. Well, don't get any finds, it gets a bit boring. Both about twice the size of this planet though. .28 Kelvin, A6 probably better. It does have some lovely red tinged splodges on the surface map. On the darker side. crater. Some lovely areas. We'll find something smaller though. You do have to keep maintaining your height.
Are you talking to me?
If you level it off dead on the horizon line, I suppose, and just put on a dead straight flight, you can do making it looking easier. But then you can start straying, of course, if you're not careful. I think I'll leave it here and park for the night. I think I burnt out all my luck for the night. It happens, you have big flurries when you find loads and then you go days with finding zilch.
You found 2.
That's
so
good, yeah.
That's better than none.
Well, a new system as well, that's the best thing, but the link to the hyperdictions was interesting. Now it gives me a few other systems. There's one I posted the other week in the thread. I think that's where my past hyperdiction was. Before the latest one, but that had Barnacle viable planets as well, but again, big effing planets. There could be a link between them hyperdictions and systems that the Thargoids is interested in. That might contain Thargoid things.
I mean, it would make sense in terms of like a defense force.
Yeah, try and block him from leaving. Not very effective, you always get away. Oh, just curious. It kicks in the exploration music again. Nah, but last time I found a Barnacle.
I got the exploration music deactivated. I maybe should be putting it on.
But you do get the background sound effects around the Barnacle. The Barnacle has ambient sound effects that you get at the unknown structure side. So it's an indirect link. But sometimes it activates at odd times. I'm going to park it here and anyway have a quick SRV scan around. You never know, I might hear one in the distance I can't see. If not, it's a good place to pick up a search tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna head back to Seoul. But if you like go on searching tomorrow, you might as well hit me up when you see me online.
Got 3 days
Only
in
takes me
work,
like
so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I've got work, so I won't be really around till the weekend again.
oh well.
Well, I'll hit you up though if you're around, and yeah, we'll go on another scout. What can I hear? There's gotta be something hiding. The area looks right, that's all. Well, I can't hear any low-pitch ones either, so yeah. Anyway, lovely flying around with you, mate, and hopefully we'll get you a new Barnacle find next time. Oh, I have to
Alright.
give me, what was the other commander's name? Was it Artisk, wasn't it?
Aris. A-R-I-S.
Oh, Alice. I'll have to, the one you were calling Eagle.
Yeah, because his real name is Eagle.
Okay, I'll put it as Commander Alice on the Barnacle. I attributed that to him, how many died for the sake of the Barnacle find, in a way. He blew up in the proximity of the Barnacle.